Good morning, Cindy here. Happy Earth Day. I didn't even have to look this one up because I always remember this date in April is Earth Day. And we did a cute little activity the other day at the library for Earth Day. So happy, welcome. We made it to the end of the week and it's Earth Day. First things first, wherever you're watching, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave me a comment about if you do anything special for Earth Day every year. I always think of planting a tree. And I wanted to start off with our topic is, can something good come out of something bad? And the story I had for today is I grew up in honor of Earth Day. I grew up, well, I guess I was in high school when it happened, watching the show Captain Planet. So raise your hand if anybody's seen Captain Planet, if you're a child of the 90s. Captain Planet, a show pretty much about the hero was Captain Planet, and he battled against the forces of like not recycling and not doing something with your trash and things like that. And that actually really stuck in my head that since probably before then, the recycling movement was not a big deal. Like you go to other countries, other nations, and recycling is a big deal. And here in the US, it never really was a big deal. But to this day, I mean, I will bring a recyclable bottle all the way back to my house to make sure it goes in the recycling bin. And it has to do to watching Captain Planet. I will clip my 6-pack of um, aluminum can plastic rings so a fish doesn't get its neck caught in there in the ocean because all water sources lead to the ocean. It was laid a lasting opinion on like some 14-year-old kid that I still do all those things. My bag that the avocado comes in, the netting, I cut it up into little pieces so nothing gets trapped in it, all because I watched a show. And then at the end, I'll show you a little bit how that ties into Captain Planet, where I have a local story to go with it. So, can something good come out of something bad? So, this question was raised yesterday to me, and I was thinking about it, so I'm going to share it with you guys about when is a door closed, or when was an answer no, or when did something bad happen and you were like, I don't understand, I don't see it, I'm mad because I'm literally in the middle of the moment. Like, if you ever played a sporting event and you got a major injury and you didn't get to play for the rest of the season, or you're going along in college and you get really sick and then you have to try to figure out how you're going to graduate, or you worked really hard and did a lot of training to get into the Air Force and then the answer was no because you were sick. Has that ever happened? Any big life events like that? And you didn't know because you were just not mature enough to see what would the good that was coming out of it. The reason the answer was no was because something bigger and better was coming down the line. And it's true. Like, if the answer wasn't no for the Air Force for me, I would have been in a totally different place. Probably wouldn't be married to my husband and wouldn't be living in the state that I lived in. If I wouldn't have got an illness, I wouldn't have found my way to natural health because I would have been fine with the status quo. I would have been fine with, oh, this is all we do, or there's nothing we can do for you. I wouldn't have went and dug and got my shovel out and our detective hat, like I tell you every day, and done something about it and dug and bucked the system and went for something different. So, I mean, if my mom wouldn't have got sick and I wouldn't have taken her home on hospice, I wouldn't have got to learn that life is not all or nothing and things are not all or nothing. You can be happy and sad at the same time. It can be devastating and beautiful at the same time. It's amazing that I would have never got to learn that lesson and see the other side if I wouldn't have ever had to be put in that very hard place. I just wouldn't have seen it because we are not very good about figuring things out on our own sometimes. We have to have a lesson presented in front of us. So, this group wouldn't have existed. I would not have created the Moms in the Middle community if my life hadn't had twists and turns and ups and downs and loop-de-loops. And sometimes you're on the roller coaster ride with your seatbelt on, and sometimes I was on the roller coaster ride without my seatbelt on. So this group wouldn't have existed because of that. So that's something good that came out of something bad. So the link is in the description of the video for my Moms in the Middle group. Jump on in it. We would love to have you. And I'm going to end with my Captain Planet story that I started with. That I grew up on Captain Planet. I was just a freshman in high school. I didn't know anything about who created it or who did this or who did that. But little to know, we moved all the way halfway across the country to take a job for my husband, which actually was working for the person that created Captain Planet. So I always thought when I saw that story, I was like, that's very interesting that this show influenced this younger teenager so much that she ended up living in the town where it was creating and knowing the person that created it. It was really funny and neat story to see how God interweaves everything together. That if I would have known that, I would have told that person, hey, thank you. That really influenced me. I'm an excellent recycler and really care about how we keep our planet because of this show that I watched. It was just in a cartoon form. I don't even know all the logistics of all the cartoon. I just remember that it was there, it made an impact, and my life was forever changed. So think about something today something good that came out of something bad. Put it in the comments, and I will see you all in the group. Love you all.